Well, listen, time in the UFC has been a good thing for you, man. Impressive run so far. I got to ask, I mean, how do you feel about what you've been able to accomplish so far?
I mean, I feel good. I feel like, you know, 3-0 is a good start. Obviously, 3 decisions. So for me, I feel like there's still kind of a monkey on my back. I feel like I haven't pushed that button yet, and I need to. You know, I need to for myself, and I need to for the fans.
That's holding yourself to a high standard there. I mean, you're getting it done against some recognizable names, some real talent as well, right? I mean, getting those names that you faced so far, I mean, have you been chasing those? I mean, have you been asking for those high-profile fights, or is it just kind of falling to you?
So the Duke and Watt fight, that just came to me. That was just the first fight after my debut. You know, and obviously he came into the UFC with a lot of hype, and that was, I feel like, kind of a turning point in my career. I was fighting another guy that was 15-1, same record. He was, you know, the most sought-after prospect in MMA at the time. And when I beat him, absolutely, I was like, I want someone in the top 10. I don't care who it is. And, you know, that was the, you know, obviously Sterling, or not Sterling, but Caraway's the next fight. You know, Caraway's really, really tough. And I got to see what that level's like, see, you know, these guys that I've been watching on TV that I've idolized, you know, my whole life. I got to get in the cage and fight one of them, so it was a pretty surreal experience, and you know, to get the win was awesome. And moving forward, you know, I'm feeling really good about this next one. Yeah, no doubt, man. Impressive career record overall too. Do you ever look back and think, was it Lawrence DeJulio, you son of a bitch, I want to fight you again? I mean, well, if anybody went and watched that fight, I think you'd think that I won, but that was one of those split decision fights that, in my eyes and everyone's eyes, I was hugging my coaches like, yeah, I mean, everything was great, and then when that decision was called, I was like, ugh. So I mean, for me, I'm still looking at it like I'm 18-0, not 17-1, but I live and learn.
So it doesn't eat at you like, boy, I sure hope that guy makes it to the UFC someday.
No, I think success is the best revenge, right? So I don't know where he is, but I'm pretty sure I'm a little higher than him. So
fair enough.
I'm okay with it.
You mentioned Aljamain. Talk to me what you've seen in him, man. I mean, the guy's always been pegged with a lot of talent, you know, a lot of promise, but he's had to make consistent results as well. When you break him down, what do you see?
So Aljamain, certainly, yeah, absolutely talented guy, fast, very athletic, good wrestler. But when you really get to what Aljamain likes to do, Aljamain is one of those guys that he likes to fight on the outside. He runs a lot. Very rarely does he plant his feet and try to throw anything hard. I think he's just really good at making people fight his fight. But that's also something I've done consistently throughout my fighting career, and that's why I've been successful, is because I take fights where I want them. I make people fight the kind of fight that I want to fight. So, you know, I think really what it comes down to Saturday night is just me imposing my game plan on him and not the other way around. And I feel like I have a plan A, B, and C. I'm ready for whatever Aljamain Sterling's going to bring. Whether he, you know, I've seen him in fights where he ran a lot and didn't, and then just, you know, looked to tie guys up. And I've seen fights where he ran a lot and never looked to tie guys up and was just trying to fight on the outside the whole time. So it doesn't really matter what he brings to the cage. I think that I have the answer for it in any aspect.
Is it a grudge match at all? I couldn't help but notice your pinned tweet on your social media is "I'll smack these nuts on your forehead, pussy."
Yeah.
So it's pinned right there for the world to see.
It started as kind of a he was talking about he's the best grappler in the bantamweight division, and I called him on it, told him that, you know, he's not, and then he basically told me to like go get him a couple drinks. Like I was, you know what I mean? I was like, I was so far below him, but in my eyes, I'm like, I'm actually like you're 8th, I'm 10th. Like we're not, like I'm not the guy getting your drinks. I'm not your bartender. Like I'm nipping at your heels, buddy. Like I'm right here, and that really burned my ass. I didn't like that he kind of big brothered me like that, because I've paid my dues. I've done everything in this sport. You know what I mean? I've accomplished a lot in a short amount of time. And I don't feel like there's anybody that can, like, you know, besides the guys that have been around for, you know, 10 years that have kind of seen it and done it and been in the big fights. You know, Aljamain's not one of those guys. He can't big brother me. You know, we're on the same level. And, you know, Saturday night, I'm going to be on a
I was going to say, I mean, the bantamweight division is exciting right now, you know, and I mean, you're still relatively new, but you've beat accomplished fighters. So, I mean, a win here, you feel like you deserve to be mentioned with those big names up the top that are kind of being sorted out right now in terms of contenders?
Yeah, I think I'm getting close to that. But like you said, there's a ton of talented guys at bantamweight. I mean, there's honestly, in my eyes, 55 and 35 are the two most stacked divisions in the UFC right now. I mean, there's like literally 5 guys that could fight for the belt, and like anybody, like, I mean, everyone's obviously going to argue about whoever gets the next shot, but I mean, any of those guys are right there. You know, they deserve that shot, and so, you know, in my eyes, it's going to be the guy that, you know, the squeaky wheel is going to get the grease, and it's going to be the guy that stays consistent, stays relevant, keeps fighting. You know, I don't like big layoffs. You know, the 6-month layoff, I haven't fought in 6 months. I feel like it's been too long. You know, I would prefer to fight every 3-4 months. So, you know, after this one, I'm going to be hungry to get back in there and go after somebody else.
So give me the goal on Saturday night then, man. I mean, it sounds like not only do you want to pick up a win, but you want to make a statement. I mean, I guess maybe personally send a message to Aljamain, but also send a message to the division as well.
Well, it's going to be all business in there and nothing personal with Aljamain. But, yeah, I mean, I've been training to knock him out. That is no question. I mean, I've been telling everybody that for the last 2 months. Like, I'm going to knock him out. Saturday night, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I have a pretty good idea how it's going to get done, but who knows? One way or another, he's going to be unconscious on the canvas, and I'm going to be standing over him and moving forward. And I don't really care who's next. You know, I'll fight anybody. I mean, like I said, there's a logjam at the top, so, you know, I'll fight anybody on the roster.